Here we are, friends and neighbors, the finale of the SH MonsterArts arc. And of course, it's with Gamera. This is one of the only Gamera figures that I have next to a Bandai figure. I don't have too much Gamera in my collection, I'm rather ashamed of that, and I need more. I also need Kodokawa Dai Studios to get the ball rolling already, come on, man! Anyway, today we're going to be talking about Heisei Gamera. And up first, we are going to be looking at him in his flying form. Yes, this is the only SH MonsterArts figure that I have that had so many interchangeable parts. That's one of the reasons why I got this, and the obvious reason being I have one Gamera figure, I now need two. So this is Gamera on his little flame stand here, and then we got the wings going on, and he's got his little turtle power tail back there and everything, and he looks really good on this stand. So I know not too much can be done with Gamera in this form. I know you can pose his wings down, that's pretty much it, aside from what you can do with his head. I don't have him in this form too often, mostly because the wings take up shelf space, but overall, I feel this was a cool addition to the figure, and it really shows the SHMA love for Gamera, because this figure is fantastic. Now, what say you we transform this guy into his normal form? Alright, here we go. So, stand comes out, the base we will put off to the side, we're gonna pluck Gamera's wings real quick. Autobots, roll out. That's what I always think of when I'm putting this guy back together like this. Beast Wars, Gamera. His entire lower section is just one big solid piece like that. It's gonna hook in and everything. Gonna look very nice. And then we're gonna bring in his other lower half. Gonna punch that into place. And boomical. There we go. Here is Gamera. Now, just to get this out of the way right now, boom! Yes, our boy's stand, for when he is in his flight form, can be used for his breath effect piece. And it does look rather fantastic, if I do say so myself. Not that I had any hand in creating this, but still, holy moly, Gamera looks badass. Yeah! Okay, now this might have been obvious because I put the tongue down when I was putting in the breath effect, but yes, the tongue is articulated. Like the Godzilla 2000 figure, I like to keep the tongue in the center like so, just because I think it looks better that way. But yes, the mouth can move, open, and close as so. And this also shows off one of my favorite parts of this figure, and that's just the head and neck articulation. You can make Gamera look in a whole bunch of different directions, and it looks really cool. It's really easy. The joints aren't overly loose, overly stiff. This is just fantastic. This is one of the best necks out of SHMA. Okay, moving down to the torso. Don't worry, we'll talk about this area towards the end of the video. Gamera's got a pretty good range of movement in the arms. He doesn't have a particularly crazy bend at the elbow, just because, as you can see, the joint is in an L shape. Gamera's always had kind of L-shaped arms throughout his career. They can go up, they can go down, they can be stretched out, they can be put back in, they can go in pretty far. Gamera's claws over here, they can kind of go around. I've always had some trouble with Gamera's hands here. I don't think they're really meant to go all the way around. I think they're just meant to kind of have a bit of a lean and tuck to them. And of course, same thing with the other arm. You can do all the same things and then some. Now, this arm's a little bit loose. As you can see, when I got the guy out of the box, the arm kind of fell off and this fell out with it. But that's not even a complaint. Moving down to Gamera's midsection, Gamera can kick up pretty high. He's got a very nice bend at the knee, both forward and backward, like so. He's got a swivel at the foot. There we go. Falling off again. You know, this is a really cool inclusion to have with Gamera, but I kind of wish they did it in a better way, because this kind of sucks. And of course, same thing for the other leg. One of the cool things about Gamera is that he really doesn't have any hips, so the legs can really go all the way around. They can do a full-on turn, and you don't have to worry about messing any pieces up and everything. Whoa! Gamera is falling apart at the seams today. Actually, this might work into my favor. So here we can get a better look at Gamera. You know, look at the paint, the very matte gray with black wash on there. Got the very yellow and brown toenails Gamera's sporting. Got a little bit of a mixture of some brown on him as well. We've got the gray with slight black wash for his shell and for his hip shell over here. Now I can show off the tail. The tail is very articulated. It's very, very nice. It holds its pose. I mean, it should with such a stumpy tail. And you can't do too much with it, but if you got Gamera in a very up-looking pose and you want him to look up more, you can just kind of pose the tail a little extra down so it helps him stand upright. All right, so let's go over Gamera's shell. So you saw this piece, it fell off again. You saw this piece fall off a lot, and I'm sure many of you have heard of this. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna leave you off. So I'm sure a lot of you know, but Jesus! Aside from, you know, being able to shift into his other form, his flying form, his chest opens up and reveals his shiny, glowing final smash ball that he has for a chest. And you have to do it in a certain way. That was another reason why I really wasn't big on that. I kind of just wish that it was just like a door that you could open and close, but I understand why they did it the way they did, you know, just so that it fits with the rest of the figure and everything, and it looks legit. Yeah, I don't remember the perfectly ultimate way to do it, because I really don't do this often with this figure, just because it can be such a chore. This is honestly the only downside I have, personally, with this figure, just opening this friggin' shell. I realize that I'm definitely doing something wrong here. I realize that, but there we go. Lots of really great detail on the inside of Gamera's little chest plate and his little orb right here. Great detail around the orb. Very, very cool stuff. And there we have it. Here's Gamera with his open chest firing his Guardian Ray thing. It's been a while since I've seen the movies. Cut me some slack. Yeah, this is the other little gimmick that the figure had. Nice inclusion. Really do wish that the chest was a little bit easier to get open, because then I would pose him more with the open chest. Even though I'm truly no good at pulling that chest out, I can put it back in like nobody's business. Now I'm going to take you through a couple of pictures just looking at the different paint that appears on this Gamera figure. There isn't much, but yeah, we've got a very nice green for Gamera's eyes, very big bulbous white eyes behind that. We have a very chewed red velvet looking tan for the inside of the mouth. All the teeth are painted very beautifully. Gamera's tusks are painted in the same shade as the teeth with a little bit of brown to show some age. Very, very cool. So Gamera's claws, elbow spikes, and his toenails, they're all pretty much the same color. The fingernails have more of this brown hue to them, some of them more than others. The elbow spikes kind of have that same deal going on, but they look ferocious and they look tough. And pretty much the rest of Gamera is either just this very dull gray, and then you have the color for the shell, and that's pretty much it. I mean, detail-wise, this figure is pretty top-notch when it comes to paint. He doesn't have a lot, but it is where it needs to be, and it looks great that way. And that's pretty much going to wrap up this video, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed a week of the SHMA arc. Yet again, if you would like to watch my review of the SHMA Shin-Godzilla reissue version, there will be a link in the description and at the end of the video. And I'm going to be taking a week off, but let's be honest, when I say I'm going to take a week off, I still upload anyway. I'm going to be taking some days to myself so I can record a bunch of Bandai videos for you all. I put up a poll in the community section. You've all voted. So it looks like we're going to be tackling Godzilla's Bandai products first, and then we'll be digging into the villainous kaiju. Now, the Bandai arc is supposed to be a very, very big arc with all the figures that I've added to both do for the first time and redo. I calculated that it's going to be about 3 months long, so I'm thinking about maybe doing like a couple of weeks where there's 3 videos, not just 2. I really want to start whizzing through the Bandai arc so we can get to the finale arc to sweet, because there's a whole bunch of projects that I want to work on and I really can't do with this looming over my head. So I might see y'all next week. I might not see you a lot next week. It depends on what I have done and such. Just know we'll be starting with Godzilla for the Bandai arc in all of his different Bandai incarnations. But yeah, I've been ShinRobjira. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the week of the SHMA arc, and I will see you all very soon. May Screwunk be with you all. Bye-bye, everybody.